when I was an amateur, there would be like maybe 100, 200 viewers, and now there's thousands upon thousands of viewers watching me on the stage. So it's definitely a new experience, but I like that a lot.
Finn comes across, there's the first kill. Proxy just shut down instantly, and Finn will not have the damage. It is basically a 3v5 as the top laner goes down. A double kill in for Danny. A CLG can only run away. Svenskaren's gonna finish up the kill. What? Just one-shots him. But Diff, say it in all chat. Yeah, he's got more CS, but that was pretty cute.
That was nuts.
That was a lot of damage.
What was that? Was that flash on the Verisol? Those are the mechanics you're looking for. Go off, Danny.
I'm excited to play on the stage with a live audience and hashtag Livy.
Welcome back, everyone. You just heard from Evil Genius's bot laner, Danny.
Live audience, let's go!
Yes! All of us want you to do your part and pick up tickets for finals weekend at visitlcs.com. We're going to Jersey. It's going to be exciting.
Never been.
Never been. I have. IPL, one of them. It was in Atlantic City. Which I'm pretty sure is in Jersey.
What's your favorite part? Because it's about to be finals.
The LCS at New Jersey. My favorite part is casting League of Legends. That's why I was there last time. It's always casting League of Legends. It's like the thing that I like doing the most in my life right now. So let's talk about the fact that we've got a game coming up soon. You can see it over our shoulders. 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, and it's going to be fun. EG, you know, we can count on them to be the reliable team in the day full of upsets, obviously. That's the joke. And 100 Thieves, of course, right? They stumbled yesterday against Golden Guardians. They went for the Oswald Diana. Did not look outstanding. But EG, I think, are improving over time. Like, they're looking pretty good.
I like the social media online banter from Abadaga. So, you know, they had the, leading up to it, there's the 1v1. Abadaga made him change his name, and then actually picking Yasuo in-game. He's like, okay, today, subbing back in Abadaga. That was Yasuo yesterday. Everything's going to go right back to normal here, Freak. Right back to normal. Honestly, I am so excited for this game, though. This is one of the more difficult ones to predict in the beginning of game or beginning of day predictions because of the trajectories here. I really feel like Evil Geniuses have started to gain a lot of momentum. They really started to flex around with a lot of these solo lane picks. Danny is playing exceptionally well. Feels like he's getting a lot more comfortable up on stage, talking more as well. If we go down the laundry list here, again, Diana just stands out so big to me, but with the Kali and Nocturne banned away as well. Gwen on top of it, that does stand out as like the biggest AP threat. Do like the Ziggs cover since we just saw, hey, reminder who he played it very effectively bottom side. Yeah, he's really, really good at that one. So that's going to be off the table. Senna, though, is up. And I think there were a lot of very good 100 Thieves Senna comps. I like it with set farming and a bunch of other options here. Viego going to be grabbed right off the bat for 100 Thieves. Closer tends to play that one after all the Viego laning nerfs. That's probably to be coming through pretty soon. Thresh Aphelios, though, could be very strong. EG really do love playing around Danny as a primary carry, and that is an option right now. Also, really high priority, the Kalista still available, as well as the Lee Sin. Might get right down here on the side for EG, but then 100 Thieves do have a quick answer back here and see if they can grab a dominating bottom lane, because this is going to be such a hype bottom lane matchup. Danny, new, youngest player in the LCS, hype mechanics, super young kid, on a kind of an ascent towards the top of the LCS, and FBI is there waiting for him. Absolutely. Only 4 games difference, right? EG really have been on a tear. 100 Thieves in first place. I mean, there is a world where somehow EG win streaks and the teams falter, and they get that like upper bracket bye, and like what a run that would be as we get Azir back in for Abadaga. We had picked it before as like a Kindred counter that looked really, really good, but people are saying, I read some Reddit comments, it was a mistake. I read some Reddit comments after some of the recent games in the LCS. People are like, I don't want to see a Kali anymore. I just want to see Corki Azir every game. It's like, first of all, you're lying. Second of all, we actually do see plenty of mages still. We've got Azir
clearly, viable champion as well. We just had the Orianna win last time. So yeah, it's a well-rounded comp with a mage in mid.
I mean, and Azir is Abadaga's most played champion throughout his career. So no surprise here. He feels really comfortable to be back on it. And you already with the earlier Viego and Renekton lock-ins, you're setting him up to be that sole AP threat. So is set to do a lot of work for this team.
One thing I also think is very interesting, this is something that I cherish a lot as a player and spectator, is teams who do really heavy research into their direct opponents. As we saw Artemis on screen a second ago, he gave an interview recently where he's like, yeah, I go through the pro views of my opposing teams as the prep for the week, and I will pick out like the flaws in laning habits and their pathing and whatever, and like we can counter-strat them because I watch them play their games. Like, okay, I know what this guy does wrong.
You watch your opponents play I'm just kidding.
But like, let's be clear, right? You're doing 3 matches every week. You still have scrims to do and a bunch of other stuff to do. Like, do you want to watch like Gen G and like look at their comps and figure out their macro? Like, how much are you spending time? Like, how many of these games are you watching to prep for one game? And then again, 3 weeks later, like there's only so much time in a day, and he's spending time specifically looking at his opponent.
Yeah, and I like the specific instance of now that there is Pro View, you have 5 more options of the individual point of views to actually get more data, which does require a lot more work.
Right.
And definitely is what the analysts should be earning their paychecks with. Meanwhile, guess what? Looks like we get the Lulu Cog here, baby.
I like it. Lulu Cog is really, really strong. A very powerful duo. The team fight power, by the way, is absurd here. 100 Thieves are not going to be great at starting fights out, right? There's no Leona Nautilus to start engages, but if the fight is there, it's going to look good.
There is so much power here towards the mid stages of the game for 100 Thieves. So they hit a really nice. Whoa, we get an Ornn call
Ornn
back
was locked
here,
in
baby.
4. Ornn was locked pre-Cog Lulu, and they're like,
I was
hey.
so enthralled in the story.
Yeah.
But Impact gonna be biding his time on the top side. I like the earlier interview, that they had with Meteos and Svenskeren, and even in like this created mythical world where they had already won this game, looking back on it, he was like, yeah, I was crushing, Jizuke was crushing, bottom lane was crushing, and Impact was doing his thing topside.
Yeah, he's on Ornn.
That was very prescient of him. I actually like it. So setting himself up for success here as far as the cognition goes.
Of course, the problem is the other side of it is, there was that closer Baron steal and just, all fell apart. No one zoned him out of the pit. So look for those as well. Is it the Danny Ignar bot diff, or is it going to be the closer Baron steal? Svenskeren back in today. It was Juan Garcia contracts yesterday. Now back in the mix. See how it goes.
Yeah, honestly, they have talked about wanting to utilize both of them being LCS caliber junglers. So I like that. Also eyes towards possible best of 5 scenarios, which I feel like jungle is a really good role to be able to have options like that, especially if they can watch it previous games in a best of 5 with the coach and stuff like that. But looking at this game, I am excited to look at this Jizuke versus Abadaga, Lucian into the Azir. Can we get some early lane prio, some aggressive plays? Because Jizuke is looking to push that to the limits. And I want to see if there is jungle pathing to support him in those endeavors.
Yes. I want to see the support. I want to see the lanes pop off. I want to see the big carry potential. Jizuke very often on these marksmen in mid. I think I would say there's actually in general more variety in mid than any other season. We see marksmen, mages, supports, assassins, and fighters all in this lane.
I'm just curious. I want to do a quick test here, okay?
Yeah.
Just say the first thing that comes into your mind when you think of Jizuke, Lucian mid.
Flamethrower. Oh. Just in general, just Jizuke and the flamethrower is just like seared into my brain, pun intended.
Because there was one Lucian mid Jizuke game that is burned into my memory.
Okay.
I'm curious if that is most people or what that, but I'm pretty sure
the 2 big thoughts are him like absolutely slapping the lane at level 1 and 2, and then taking the game away afterwards.
The tower dives.
Yeah.
We shall see which one we get here. I don't think we're gonna get a repeat of the tower dives. We do have an early brush positioning here for Ignar and Danny, though.
By the way, it's out of hook range. It's able to reactively dodge the hook if Ignar walks up for it. Knows that that's a possibility.
And the Beatmaw with the Chroma down there. Abadaga not backing down from this. Early corruption. Oh, I wanted to see the end of that trade. Corruption potion chugged by both of them.
There we go. Gets the Guardian Shield finally, who he I didn't see what he learned. Probably should have been the E as well, and probably could have buffed FBI with it.
Yeah.
But he's going for poke on Ignar instead. He's going for more damage focus instead of keeping FBI's health topped off. Feels like he's going to be fine regardless. And so far, I mean, that's true. Self-shields, walks in for an auto attack. It's like, no, it's enough for me. We just want to keep fighting. We want to keep scrapping. They clearly know how the lane's going to go. And worth pointing out, boots of speed start for FBI. He's already got so much damage with W. They're like, nah, I just want to make sure I can get the trades to start at all.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the positioning there, too. You can see as soon as they got the extra auto on the minion and they have the health lead on minions, he moves up right into the set of range minions. So he's immediately going to get the extra help there in the continued long trades. And they're able to push them off this minion wave. So FBI, who he played it really well, that secures them, the positioning to get their level 2 win on this kind of rush towards bottom side. Valiant effort from Danny and Ignar, but really good push there from the...
Takes one auto attack, just emotes at him. Like, how dare you do 35 damage to me?
We better see a lot of bees down there.
Oh, well, Closer gonna land this. Great flash, nearly predicted it. Oh, he's dead! He's dead! He's dead! Jizuke and Tower dies, name a better duo!
We wanted to see jungle pathing to support Jizuke in his aggressive mid lane endeavors.
We had it.
We did, Freak. We got it. Just turns out that it was the enemy jungler. No flash used by Closer. He's dead. First blood for Jizuke!
Well, beautifully done. That's going to feel good. I think he has got a blue buff with it, so that's going to be lovely. Gets to run around, takes his recall, gets the corrupting potion stacks back, TPs to lane. Svenskaren's level 4. And he's like, this guy has 13 CS. I know exactly which 3 camps he did. His whole bot jungle's open. Give it to me.
Give it to me! Give me all the camps. All your camps belong to Svenskaren. Honestly,
is good. Can you all in a Lulu, though? Has to flash away the Flay. And they've got a root. FBI could be stuck in place, but don't want to go for any more. Closer, they know he had to be bottom side. Literally, his only camps were in the bottom quadrant.
Who's hunting whom, Freak?
But now, who's hunting whom? FBI takes some damage. No CC, though. Gets a shield. Walks right back out, and now the TP play is in. That is the buffs. Handed over. The kill handed over. Goodbye to Danny. Flash stun comes in. Big setup here. Goodbye, Ignar. Closer. Yeah. Best Aphelios player on Summoner's Rift right now.
That one I want played back with 100 Thieves vision and comms, because you really tell this story if you watch it from the 100 Thieves perspective, as Closer got into the early brush there in River first, and they had the trailing wards, and all Abbedagge has to do is pay attention and call out Jizuke's movement from mid lane, which is very easy because he was just on the mid wave.
There's their vision.
And so here we get the look. There's the very beginning of it. We get the bigger action later. Did like the direction of who he's flashed, not flashing too short or in the straight line or anything. So no big mistake there. Very good flash on the Flay. But with the wards, you see it's a very easy call. And you see the ping coming down. They know Jizuke's on the way. So they're setting up in comms. Hey, I've got teleport ready. These guys are getting baited in. And the trap just collapses here. Someday, teleporting in for the team. Gets the stun there.
Yep.
Even lets
Closer, yeah.
Closer pick up the extra kill. And it's just... it is just really nice to see when information is utilized like that so successfully without having to, make extraneous movements or waste anything else on the map.
Yeah, and hey, even Closer realized, hey, I got purple gun. That means I can root. So flash auto Q gets the CC to make sure it follows. That's a great knockup. Flashless kill comes across. Someday, just doing his thing. Top lane, really more. It's Impact finding himself that kill. Nicely done here.
Yeah, Impact's back on Ornn. Guess what? Ornn's back on the board. Gets a kill for himself. Killer Ornn up here for Impact, and that is so sad for Nekton to see. When you are the lane-focused champion, and Impact is going to provide scaling to not only himself, but the whole team with his team fight later on, upgrading items later on, to have a jungle gank up on top side be so successful, resulting in not only a kill, minion wave pushed in, Impact with his Demolish is able to get the turret plate no problem on top of it. That is a very, very successful kind of counter here from Evil Geniuses, considering the positive play that 100 Thieves just got off previously on bottom side of the map.
A couple of autos traded in the bottom side. Check in on what's going on. A kill and an assist for FBI means he is far ahead, not even counting the 4 CS difference. Berserker's Greaves is the full item difference here. Zuke at least has XP for now, but
how often do you see no boots to level 2 boots? That is so fun to play as an AD carry, especially because Kog'Maw already has W. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Yep.
Prepare to be auto-spaced, freak.
It's great. I mean, you've got natively the highest range of basically any champion, like pre-level 6 because of the W. Like, that's going to feel really good, obviously. And relying on the W for the pure damage itself and saying, look, I'm not going to get poked that heavily. It's fine. I've got Lulu shielding. And yeah, just going to win those trades. So just wants to be in those trades or the dodge the hooks, and it's going to work well. So that's been looking good. But it is an equal gold game. We've got to refocus the fact that it's still 2 kills to kill. 2 kills each, I should say. And it is in striking distance of either team.
Yeah, and the thing to always bring up is the location of these kills and where is this money, because you know, Jizuke getting that first blood mid is huge, as it is into the hands of the Lucian. It is going to be rushing towards a bunch of flat attack damage here for continued aggression. But the other kill up onto the top side, making the Ornn more tanky. Yeah, it's annoying for impact. It's Bramble Vest was built very early on, and the extra cooldown reduction means that Renekton is not going to be able to bully impact around early on in this game. However, the extra kills here for jungle and bottom side on the side of 100 Thieves plays right into their comp and what they're looking to accomplish here. Svenskeren will blast cone right over. Very good support timing. You see Lulu still in bottom side freak, so guess what? That is an objective achieved by support Roam. And all that's left to answer is the dragon timing here for closer, or the opportunity for dive / blue buff counter jungle. And so you don't get to get all 3. He looks like he's just going to get the blue buff counter jungle, and you've already reset your support after taking the Rift Herald. With the Rift Herald empowered recall, it's even a very quick reset for Svenskeren. So EG have options as far as cutting it off at just that.
Almost because the kill knocked back at like 50 health. The flash, he already pre-flashed over the red buff wall, and now closer is right behind Jizuke. How does Lucian exactly live here? Only 1 turret shot, but when does Renekton come down? When does closer find him? Can he even juke through Fog of War? Blast plants to the right, and that's enough distance that there's no chase to be had. So flash for flash, end of the day, Jizuke lives.
Yep, able to fight his way right out of that one, continuing to flash through. The only kind of mistake that sometimes you see there is taking the 2 tower shots crossing through. Not going to be the case here. EG, though, bottom side, Rift Herald is in Svenskeren's hands. They did lose out on some of the health trade there mid, but it is a teleport discrepancy. So I'm very curious to see when Jizuke tries to recall and then maybe utilize that teleport discrepancy. If it even is in the next, 20, 30 seconds where Abadegas is still on cooldown, or if it's just a simple red buff counter here from EG and leaving it at that.
Dragon's still up, though, almost 10 minutes in. We already know the Herald was claimed, and that's sitting in Svenskeren's inventory. Evil Genius is on a small deficit, most of which they can get back with the Herald crash, some of which they'll get back from Impact cleaning up this wave. But 6 CS lead for Abadaga has been attacked relentlessly by Jizuke. Had a blue buff handed over to Jizuke. Still doing very well in the lane with a farm lead for now, only some of which will be closed. So that Azir is happily scaling. That Kog'Maw up 12 CS, happily scaling. You mentioned the trajectory is feeling pretty good for 100 Thieves. So far, so good.
Yes, sir. Honestly, too, we're going to have no surprise as far as the way any of these builds are going. I don't see any outliers as far as the components so far. Going to be the standard Divine Sunder, tons of healing for the Viego jungle from closer. This dragon is finally picked up by EG bottom side. It's already 10.5 minutes in, so not going to be super early pressure as far as that is concerned, or any forcing on these groupings. I also don't expect it to be, there's no real big power discrepancy there, so it's not going to be a real big point for them to force. 100 Thieves can easily contest later on down the line.
One thing I will note about the item builds, because I think there was a... Ooh, hold on. That is a great everything so far from Huhi. Flash out, and he's going to be gone. Sorry, I got to correct. Ignar landed everything well. My brain keeps having all these players backwards. I don't know why, but consistently it's been happening to me in this game. Still a great kill. That is a wonderful bit of gold picked up, and just a lantern out after they clear the wave. I want to talk about the build real quick, though, because I think there's a real consideration to not go shield bow here on Kog'Maw. There's a good Gale Force angle, because you can use that dash to dodge Ornn ulti, or to get away from like a Diana dive. Obviously, shield bow, you will survive burst better, but there's a consideration for dodging the engage in the first place.
I do normally subscribe to dodging much better than tanking. So I'm generally with you there too. Here's another look at the death sentence, how he pulled it off. Little sneaky move into that second brush. They thought he was probably in the third brush.
Really nice.
From the transition there. That Fog of War was just covering over second brush there. So Ignar, great heads up play, sneaks into second brush instead of third. They think they're going further back than they are, and Death Sentence is true to its name.
Cannon minion denied. Someday does not get the last hit as Impact walks up for a fight. I'm going to go ahead and forge his next item and rushes Anathema's Chains. Not sure who he clicked on, probably Kog'Maw. It is a global activation, so you don't know for sure just because he was in lane over there, but that is the first item picked up after Bramble. Impact is ready to lower the tenacity and try to really one-shot someone.
I love this item, by the way. Okay, FBI.
Huge damage on FBI. Takes the root, takes the hook. Nothing you can do. Flash heal was not enough. Huhi dangerously low. Danny going to be shut down, and this could be enough. Now Closer once again has got himself the root available. Shuffle's not going to land as Svenskeren flashes away from it, but might find the re-engage. Azuke now here as well. Just take some damage. Out they go. I was told, by the way, it is Renekton the target here for Impact.
Yes, I was going to touch on Anathema's Chains. It's one of my favorite items right now, even with people rushing it before Mythics, because there is so much power in it, and you can change targets. So you're not locked in forever. It takes a minute to stack up again to have full effectiveness, but I do like using it early on your lane opponent, right? If you're rushing it ahead of your Mythic first item here. So Impact has chosen to do that. It's on Renekton right now. You can transition it to either the Azir or the Kog'Maw later on down the line for the team fight, as long as you do it with a minute leading up before the objective or before the fight that you're actually going to go for. Here's another review of the play, though, with the Rift Herald. It just dropped off for the extra cash.
Yep. And Ignar far enough away, and then, of course, yeah, they go for the dive, and FBI flashes the wall, but yeah, the root's already there, so it makes it very easy to follow up. Well played.
Yeah, Ignar again just lines it right back up, but Aphelios Closer gonna dash in. He picks up the extra kill and goes for the chase. This is one of the big things when you're going for Azir plays like that on flashless targets. Much bigger, but does get the flash out of Svenskeren and a much longer cooldown there. You know, Diana has been pivotal in so many team comps, especially here for EG being the sole AP threat, so definitely going to be an important cooldown burned.
Double Gale Force in for Evil Geniuses. We are definitely Vamp Scepter. I think Kraken was really unlikely, so not surprised to see that it is. It couldn't have been anyway. Again, Vamp Scepter is the only, like Longsword's the only one that goes into that one. So off we go as he keeps that push going in. And EG sit on their 1,300 gold lead. Second Herald attacked very early on. Looks like they're going to try to finish a turret kill with this summon. Bot lane, you know, well below half will die just to the charge. And if they put enough effort, they can get top or mid instead.
Yeah, it's really good timing here from EG, because you see, immediately pick up this Rift Herald while Impact is pushing the wave in top side, so you guarantee you get this off the map, plenty of time to reset before that dragon comes up, 34 seconds away.
Going right away, ults him in, Flash will dodge, Impact has turret aggro, and they're gonna call it off. Someday a bit too durable, no, goes in for the fight anyway. Does Svenskeren have the damage though, dropped to half, does chunk him a little bit, gets some damage across, forcing him off the wave, denies a little bit of gold. And there is the Herald summon. Top lane will nearly die to this charge. Not quite enough. Should require maybe a couple of autos. We'll see if they get enough gold all the same. Pop the eye when you can. Yeah, down low.
And they've got teleport on Impact, so if they want to reset very quickly out to the dragon, if there was some sort of force on the side of 100 Thieves, more options here for EG. That's why they go for the play really quickly on top side first. Hey, maybe we can get this kill, just blow up the tower really quickly, immediately get this gold, and then transition over. But bottom side is taken care of by Danny and Ignar, no problem. And so they do get that first turret bonus still. It's just that with the desync on the reset, Closer immediately trying to move in on the dragon himself.
All right. Next item's going to be coming in fairly soon as Impact goes towards his Mythic. Closer going to be able to tie up the dragon count here as EG played towards top side. They went to go earn money on Impact and Svenskeren, and even though the bot lane was able to push down and knock the turret, the top lane turret will die with no one around, so 250 gold is going to be lost to the ether. EG did not want to stick around to earn that one. Maybe could have played it differently. I'm not sure if it was really that important since there's something else to play for. Felt a little strange to give that gold out. Shouldn't really change the result of the game. I think there's bigger effects, just worth noting. As we crest to the mid-game here, 17 minutes in. Dragon score is tied. No more Heralds to summon. And FBI goes towards his second item, waiting for the team fights to come online.
I was watching Svenskaren's pathing as well to see if he wanted to try and punish this Renekton further. Renekton's got a long lane now and no flash, and Diana with Ornn combination has plenty of CC and damage to be able to, make a very quick pickoff. But you see him actually revealing as he passes through mid lane. So the vision was given up. So they know Svenskeren invading on this bottom jungle, and they're going to punish him for it.
Looking at the stun, not going to find it. Rocket Belt helps get Svenskeren to safety. Smites the big chicken, and Closer going to get all the gold from this camp. So a good counterpunch there. Gets it to happen. Level 10 on both junglers here. Temporary level lead on Someday. 12 to 11 in top. AD carries supports in the same spot. Mid laner's the same. So small level lead to 100 Thieves, but a gold lead to Evil Geniuses.
Yeah.
Mid lane at half health. Likely not to take any meaningful damage here, as they're not going to go for the siege.
Yeah, a lot of vision too, but Svenskeren walking over the control ward now. It gives Abbedagga plenty of time to back up from this little pincer movement with Jizuke, who, by the way, should be going for this Gale Force Industrial Deal's Grudge build. Super popularized by Faker in his solo queue. Had some big highlights with it, spamming it. Turns the ultimate, into this basically perma slow. It gives you such a sweet early game 2-item power spike. Yeah. That 100 Thieves are going to try and ride here.
Yeah, it looks good. So he's go on his way towards this, as mid lane is still the target of attention. Danny will not be stunned, knows the ranges, sees Closer start the channel. Knows he's not going to be much of a danger, not even a lantern, just walks backwards, no problems here. As they go towards the next pieces of their items, Danny keeps shoving in mid lane right now. Has to respect Kog'Maw just a little bit, but yeah, he's fine.
Honestly, too, for EG, their early positioning with these super deep wards is going to provide them so much value. With them having the threat of Ornn Diana combinations towards the front line, it makes it difficult for Renekton Viego to really face check and search out and try and get vision back for themselves. Getting back through their own jungle is kind of a difficult task for them to do because that Wombo combo has so much power. If Ornn ultimate, even just landing the slow, allows Diana to jump in, group you up with the ultimate, then Aphelios kind of rips you apart. Grouping people for those Aphelios ultimates especially, if you can get Infernum, is going to be juicy. We'll see. Yeah. There's a lot of burst you can get there. The ulti combos can be really nice. It's not quite launch Aphelios, where he would actually quadra kill 4 people at full health. You're not quite there anymore. Those ratios got nerfed, but the damage can certainly still be there. Going Collector right second. Now. He is going for a more caster build though, right? Collector is that's going to be pretty spicy. Especially with the changes where he's got more lethality from the passive. Really hit hard on Azir, on Kog'Maw.
All right, we'll see how that one goes. Lower attack speed. Interesting to see it. I'm curious if that really does take over as a core build. It's my first time seeing it myself. Could have missed it, but be fun to watch for. Huhi and FBI still playing on the mid lane. This is still really the focal point of the game. I feel like it's still watching the Lulu Cog and what they can do as we are close to Phantom Dancer, but we won't have it just yet. 1 minute till Dragon.
I totally agree with that point because it is kind of difficult, as you say, for a Closer in Someday to navigate some of these frontline opportunities. And so this does edge more towards Juggernaut style, where you want the Lulu Kog'Maw to play aggressively off the W windows for Kog'Maw, getting that speed up and trying to get some damage down to open up room to work with in the setup here. Meanwhile, for EG, they've got Jizuke pushing bottom side, Impact swinging over for the Ornn engages.
Wave just being killed right now. Danny takes down every single minion. They've just traded back and forth mid for a while. This has definitely been a lull for a while. The last Dragon was a map trade. Top had a Herald. Bot lane got soloed by Closer. Now we're on to the next Dragon. Neither team is close to Soul, right? We are, 11 minutes plus away from Dragon Soul. So neither team seems that, careful about it, really. This is Svenskeren waiting behind Jizuke for a big trade. Not going to find it, though.
I would highly recommend for 100 Thieves to not waste any time going for this Dragon, contesting it at all. As you point out, neither team is super close to it, so the big rewards are not there, and it's much, much more rewarding to get an early outer tower here. Someday working a way out on himself, but it's not just him. And you have to expect this as EG.
Is he tanky enough, though? He has, by the way, switched his mark away from the Renekton. No longer has Anathemas on him as Closer and Someday walk in to auto-attack it, but the wave is gone. And now with the stun available, he's going to be able to knock them off for now. Will take the wave. His jungler takes the Dragon. Next wave may be even in more danger, but they're not going to stick around to get the rest of it done.
Yeah, normally I'm like, okay, I see all of the 100 Thieves champions heading up top side. I love this. They're not wasting any time or resources down by the dragon that they are predisposed to just give up, and they're going to try and make a play on top side, but Impact is just too beefy, my friend.
Okay, Gale forces in. Ulti's going to come across as well. Decent damage. Abadaga's at 100 health. He's going to be dead. Flashes in, finds the kill. A full-on solo, but it's going to be traded. And Svenskeren has to walk away now as well.
Bro, man, now Svenskeren might be too deep, freak.
Health going to land a bit of damage, has the ulti when he needs it, gets the reinforcements. Luluvolt is in for the CC. Nice, Sonya's immune to Viego ult, and Closer's got to run away. Now ulted back in for the trade, big damage. Ornn is in, finds the knockup. Renekton someday gets a kill, but is traded back. That's, I believe, 2 for the Aphelios. Yes, Danny is doing pretty well in this game.
He is. The team is just going so deep here as the flash from Shizuke, he already had Svenskeren coming around the backside, so then you have just used your flash. The cooldown is not going to be there, but also you're stuck under the tower taking these extra shots. Let's take another look at it. The coordination here from the team was theoretically, hey, Diana, I'm coming down now, so I'm going to cut off the escape from the Azir. We don't get to see it again because they're right back at it.
Danny nearly one-shots the guy. Looks like he was using his ult onto that one and almost killed Abadago from near full. Does have a zone use, so could have used some of the damage, but has to walk away. It is only a walk, didn't have to burn the flash, so not the worst. Looks like Danny had flashed himself maybe to engage that one. And now we're back onto the map here with FBI, still feeling like he's got a bit of control over this one, and this will clear the wave after Danny does so. Pretty good lifesteal overall. I'm pretty sure that's the runes in effect. No big problems.
All right. Now, after the bottom lane shenanigans, who is actually going to okay, never mind. Maybe we have a death sentence look there on the little lip of Fog of War is going to be chased out by 100 Thieves because Shizuke, bottom side of the map, pushing ahead again on Lucian, is trying to create some pressure.
FBI, Gale Force, he's got the root. He's got the root, he's got the follow-up. That is a sick setup. Gale Force, purple gun. You're not allowed to walk that way. FBI shuts him down and opens up the mid lane.
Yeah, FBI is down all right. Danny is able to make the plays. AD carry playmaker right there. Side lanes are going to start to go down for both of the mid laners, though, as Abadaga pushes hard on top side, and they finally get that gold, freak.
Okay, some money in the pocket, but only one turret for 100 Thieves. The gold deficit, 2,000, down a dragon as well. EG have pulled ahead in this one. This is so beautiful. It's really well played. The flash will never do anything for you.
Yeah, love to see the big plays coming from AD carries here. Aphelios trying to use a full kit there. Easily able to recognize the lockdown opportunities as Kog'Maw is waddling his way through mid lane. Just no response after that, though. Once your first one's locked in, easily able to follow it up. You know, Impact Ultimate comes right back out there for Ornn. Clean kill onto the 100 Thieves AD carry. And it's these marginal gold leads stacking up here and really actually exploding now for EG as 5 kills, all of them been focused onto Danny. This guy was so hyped up, you know, talked about the Samira highlights specifically coming into the league, but he's really started to branch out and is playing just so confidently for being the youngest player in the league.
Sure.
Really seeing the rewards.
I mean, definitely a star in the making. I think this guy's going to have an absolutely outstanding career. It's already been a quite good one. This was the big change that EG made. Like, they were a very middling team in Spring Split. It's like, yeah, you made playoffs, but, like, no one cares. There's no way you're going to MSI. You're not lifting the trophy. It's whatever. And, like, the one roster change was Danny coming in, and Peter Dunn gave, you know, his quotes. No, I want to tell the story. Don't kill him. Okay, cool. He's like, yeah, he's rough, he's raw, but we watched him in Academy, we watched him in Amateur, we watched him in Proving Grounds. Like, he's going to be the play style we need, and he's going to grow, and, like, this is going to be the kind of player that turns our season around. I'm paraphrasing slightly and adding some extra texture here myself, but, he has been so outstanding, and EG are going to, like, if they close this, they're 3 behind first at the end of this game, which is incredibly impressive.
I'm just excited because he's so rich in this game. You know, Infinity Edge coming next could be some real big crits, baby.
Yeah.
Want to see that burst damage coming through. He's got the lethality in. Meanwhile, though, again, 100 Thieves trying to push out in preparation for this dragon. Second one gave up without any sort of movement even towards the objective at all, but number 3 soul point is too big.
Here we go. So, fight can be had, but Renekton does not frontline like Ornn, and does Kog'Maw deal the damage? Great smite. Svenskeren is the one who claims it so far. Ornn comes across, a timed stun does not do it enough, and here comes the huge shuffle. Does Abadaga get it done? No, he does not, because Danny shuts everybody up. An ace in the river, and Baron could not possibly be stolen.
A clean ace, and evil geniuses are going straight to the bank, Freak. They've got complete rule over Summoner's Rift. Jizuke go mid. You can take multiple objectives at the same time. And Closer gets out-smited there as Diana over the back of the Dragon Pit. Svenskeren able to E right in. They steal the Dragon and they steal the team fight. Danny on full display, Freak.
Yeah.
Guess what? The Wombo combo?
Uh-huh.
It's just...
Woo! Did you see that damage graph? It was like 8,500. That's some pre-nerf Aphelios numbers.
Let's look at the setup here, though. Okay, so it is the top side. Closer tries to ult in, but Svenskeren finishes off the Dragon. Meanwhile, you have the re-engage. Impact, Ornn creates the initial knock-up. Abadaga goes in for the 5-person sweep, but gets chunked out on the way in. 2 people get ulted there with the Infernum. Yeah, it's not as crazy as it was on release, but still gets the big hit.
8-2-2. That man is massive, and certainly the supporting cast is strong as well. Yes, you can give credit everywhere, but Danny is putting in the damage, and he's on to a second lethality item. I'm gonna guess it's Serpent's Fang because of Airy Lulu giving the shields. Who cares? He's trying to one-shot people.
And Serpent's Fang gives the most lethality of the lethality items, and being so cheap, that is your quickest bang for your buck. That is, get a Penta right now, baby.
Oh man, looking good right now. Evil Geniuses, they've got the Red Bull Baron power play. They're ready to push down for some more turrets. Bot lane is one mean look away from dying. Jizuke, I've seen that glare, man. Just from his eyes, you know, it's that Cyclops kind of look. He'll just melt it with his gaze. There you go. Knocks it down. Well done. Huge.
All right, Baron's still on. They can't sync up the waves, but it doesn't matter because they've got an Ornn. Impact is almost level 16 too. You can just walk right up. Nobody can mess with this front line. So tanky. FBI even just getting chunked out for being there.
That gonna flash away though. Kog'Maw does really good damage and Impact. The locket, he needs one hit. He won't be killed. Impact walks away.
As I said, too tanky. Not even close. Walks away with his life there. FBI shredding with all that he's got, and 100 Thieves will actually run them back off. It's only going to be a small reset, though. Baron Empowered Recall. You've got Teleport on both of your solo laners, so they just disperse.
All right, bit of wave clear, but not much more to do. Still about 50 seconds of the Baron buff. Good Lantern play, yeah, can get its way in time. And no real chance for a flash play there either. And the reset gets to come in. Okay, make your next buys. Essence Reaver, sure. Dawn of Lucian, okay, great. Abyssal Mask on the way for Impact. That'll be some nice damage as Zuke level 17. Both mid laners have been able to acquire a lot of farm and XP, so they're doing really well. About 300 CS apiece, so the farm clips are reasonable. But 315 on the Aphelios, right? He's the one setting the records here in this game.
Yeah.
It is still eyes on Danny.
And for 100 Thieves, yeah, they've got their eyes on Danny, but how do they assassinate with their team comp? They don't really, unless it's Danny walking into a brush that already has Someday and Closer in it, waiting for him in the dream ideal scenarios. Yeah, you can set up maybe a Death Brush or something, but it requires some poor positioning from EG, because even in front to backs where you think, we've got late game Azir, late game Kog'Maw with Lulu, the shred potential here on the side of EG is actually more burst damage, and they've got tons of CC to set it up with, so the small timings of these CCs buys you so much more than any tankiness can at this stage in the game.
Serpent's Fang done, Abyssal Mask done, Void Staff in for the Diana as well. 3 items in the mid lane for Abadaga though, so he's keeping pace more or less with Jizuke. Problem is FBI is down pretty much a full item. They both got stopwatches, but it's 3 to 4 by that track otherwise. As the Mikhail's about to come back up, so Huhi going for, I think a smart defensive option there, get rid of some of the hard CC. Impact going to start building some upgraded mythics now, as now the Rocket Belt gets its change. And we have Dragon Soul in 15 seconds. And if you thought Aphelios ult did a lot of damage before, it's going to do a lot more now. Assuming they get the smite, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, there's always the chance.
Definitely always the chance. We did see, Closer's got his ultimate. He's also got Flash available. Even if they steal it, though, it's going to be hard for them to win the ensuing team fight. Such a big frontline presence from EG, and they're chunking out Abadaga early on. Krugs.
Thank you, Krugs.
Tank Krugs, thank you so much.
Okay, ult's gonna find FBI, has to flash it, separated from his team, but now without the tools, he's gonna be safe. Into the backline they go, but Svenskeren gonna be attacked. Zonius comes in, Sunday's on the chase. Dragon will be claimed, Danny gets that as well. What can't he do? Svenskeren is gonna drop, but there's already a triple kill for the Aphelios. Ignar burns the stopwatch, closes on the way out, and Danny is on the hunt. Give him the fourth, finds the root. That's gonna be the unofficial Quadra. No, he's running away for his life. The move speed's too high. Ignar blind hook. Oh my word, Ignar! He's just built different. Finds that kill as well. Sunday's on the run, slowed down by the presence of Cyrilda herself, who needs Sejuani when her ancestors are looking over you. Big stuff out of Jizuke as now it is a 4v1 to take down the base. Walk in for the destruction, hit him with your wallet. Sunday's there to defend, finds a stun, not gonna matter. Killed off as the turrets fall, and Evil Geniuses find their second win of the week. The Bud Light Ace and a bot Canyon against 100 Thieves as they find a few more kills for number 10. 2 more kills for the mid lane. The Nexus falls. EG walk over him.
How about those geniuses, Freak?
I love it. What a game.
Coming into this one, we talked about the trajectory of these two teams. EG is on the rise. Stonks are going up, baby.
Yep.
And the bottom lane is flourishing. Ignar set him up so well. The death sentence within lane, slipping into the second brush after having recall stopped.
Yep.
Starting out with that on that note, but then the team fights played so incredibly well by Danny. Even utilizing the rest of the utility of the kit with the Gravitum gun, getting the snares for the team. Honestly, they have not looked better in any point in history of this team.
No,
this is peak Evil Geniuses. It comes from the present.
This is peak Evil Geniuses, and it comes from the rookie bot laner in Danny. I know, I feel like we are beating a dead horse. So will these guys in playoffs, by the way. Stay tuned for that one. But realistically, we keep bringing up Danny because he is the difference maker. Yes, I think the rest of the team are leveling up. Zuke is finding his consistency in the aggression. I think Ignar is playing some of his best as well. I know, again, I'll quote Peter Dunn from his interview with Tim from a while back at the start of the season. Danny fits the play style, so Ignar's unlocked to be more aggressive, and that's going to line up a lot better. But it's the missing jigsaw piece, but that jigsaw piece is Rookie of the Year. And that's great.
It really is looking good.
Yeah.
You're missing one puzzle piece, then you actually, what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Return it. Hope they don't notice. I was going to say my player of the game, this one, I was actually edging towards Ignar because so many of these setups were him and playing so well. But man, Danny definitely played the Aphelios to perfection too.
Do give credit though in your minds to everyone else on the team. And I'm happy to say after the break, EG's coach Artemis will join the desk to discuss that victory as well. Don't go anywhere. That man's very smart, by the way. Really was genius. Yeah.
It all comes down to this one last dragon fight to call the whole game. Boom, look at the damage on the Wombo combo. All 5 enemy players down. GG!
pretend like you just beat 100 Thieves. How does it feel?
So yeah, I think our game against 100 Thieves went pretty smoothly. Like me and Jisuga just overpowered Abadaga and closer, and our ball lane was giga smurfing too. Impact was doing his job in the top lane, obviously just winning always. So yeah, it was a pretty easy game.
Welcome back to the LCS. Well, we don't have to pretend. It's actually happened. Evil Geniuses comes out on top over 100 Thieves.
He's a mind reader.
He is a mind reader.
His ball lane was perfect.
You did. I know, it's amazing. It is incredible what Sven called out in that. We are joined by Artemis after that victory. I kind of want to ask a similar question to you. One, how does it feel to take down the top team in the league as you guys continue to climb the standings? Now only 3 games between you and first place.
Yeah, feels good. I think we can't get ahead of ourselves. Like, I've been burned too many times in the past, getting excited about how we're doing. So I think for me, this win doesn't really change our mental calculus at all. I think that for us, we really wanted to string some wins together. So I'm happy we can keep the streak going. But as far as 100 Thieves specifically, it's just another team. So.
You say you don't want to get ahead of yourselves, but you are the hottest team in the league with a 7-game win streak.
Don't jinx this, man.
C9 dropped a game, 100 Thieves 0-2. TSM is 1-1 this week.
Yeah.
Who do you think is actually the best team in the LCS right now, or is it just a total, like, mix-up in the top side?
Now, if I say Evil Geniuses, that's all anybody will clip. I will say the LCS is really competitive right now. That's what I'll say, which is a political answer. But, you know, we went 3-0 last weekend, right? And everybody was saying, oh, it's kind of an easy schedule. They had Golden Guardians, CLG, and FlyQuest. But yesterday, all 3 of those teams picked up wins.
Right.
So I don't think it's as cut and dry as people think. Like, for me, I know the narrative has always been 100 Thieves and TSM just at the top of the league. But I don't think there's a big gap between them and other teams. And I don't even see the standings that way. About us, I think I'm really happy with the league we're playing, and I'm happy with our improvement, but I'm not willing to jinx.
They're number 1. That's what he said.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Artemis.
One thing that I'm curious about is something that was really frustrating, I guess, to watch about you guys in spring is that you would have like a really, really good win where everything was working super, super well, and you had this really good 1-3-1 setup, and then you would have plays kind of like what we're about to see here, where you'd end up giving some of those early advantages back, like the one that Sven Skaren got with Diana, or it would end up being really inconsistent. Now, in your games, you've been able to turn around stuff like this and like really keep the team stable. So what does that kind of growth look like for the back end, as much as you can tell us?
Yeah, our consistency was a huge problem, like you mentioned, not only in spring, but also at the start of summer. So for us, I think that consistency is all about our mid-game macro, because we were never a team that was falling behind by much in the early game. I think we always played well, but we did have trouble in even positions and also in like slightly losing positions. And I think that it's just been our focus in scrims. We've just been going on mid-game macro hard.
Before this, you were saying that if you want to flame the draft, flame you. If you want to flame the mid-game, flame Peter. So are you just flaming
are you inadvertently flaming Peter?
No, I'm not flaming Peter. But look, I think that I'm really impressed actually with the growth that we've seen in our mid-game. It was definitely a big weakness for us, and now I think we have one of the strongest mid-games in LCS. So super proud of the work everyone's been doing.
And to kind of piggyback on that, obviously, Danny has been like a massive performer for you guys as soon as he came up from amateur. I remember a conversation that the coaching staff at Scouting Grounds had that you were kind of either a part of or a fly on the wall for. And you were talking about like, how much do you take younger players and teach them like, okay, we have to take a step back. We have to peel back. We have to take some of this proactivity and some of this natural aggression that younger players have because they don't necessarily see like why a play would be bad. Yeah. With Danny, he unapologetically is like, no, I'm just going to keep playing like this. And I think that's awesome. So when you're fostering a talent like him, what does that look like in terms of making sure that he keeps that proactivity while also teaching him about how to make better decisions in lane and then obviously in mid game?
Yeah, well, Dan's a super good culture fit. Like you said, we have a lot of guys on this team who just want to go in and fight. And so does Dan. And I think that for us as a coaching staff, we don't want to change that at all. Like if Dan wants to go and if Dan sees an angle on Samira or Philios, like I think that we didn't see the clip on broadcast today, but I think he R-flashed the Azir on mid and like chunked him out in the mid game, and you guys will have to see his pro view for that. But yeah, he has so many aggressive tendencies that we want to keep. And for us, I think, like as much as we want to lean into his strengths, like there's definitely areas where he can improve. And I think he's been improving. Like I know at the beginning of the split, I think like lane phase was a struggle for our bot lane, and we were, I guess, losing advantages there. And also, I think we didn't do a good job drafting to enable them in lane either. And I think we've fixed both of those things. I think we've been giving them the resources that they deserve to carry in draft. I also think that they've improved their laning as a 2v2, so really pleased with that, yeah.
Well, Danny has certainly had some highlight plays. Jizuke is another one who's had some highlight plays. And that kind of mentality, I think, it goes kind of one-to-one from what we're hearing from Danny. We've heard from Jizuke pretty plainly on the desk. You know, I'm going to trust my own instincts, and I'm going to go for those plays, even if they're not 50-50s, and index into my mechanics. I'm curious from the coaching perspective, you know, how you balance that out, because there do need to be some points of consistency on the map. I think of a player like Impact as maybe being one of those stabilization factors. But how do you approach, and what do you think is, in some senses, the optimal spread of playmakers to stabilizers?
The optimal spread is dictated by your players. And I think that if you have a roster where people don't want to play mechanically, or they don't want to play aggressively, and they actually get upset in practice when people make those kind of mistakes, you'll have a difficult time improving as a team, because this is going to be kind of this structural tension in the roster where some people are limit testing in scrims, they're trying to outplay, and they're making mistakes because it's just what happens. You won't always succeed, and this is a stressor in practice where players who don't share the same mentality, the kind of rifts start to form. So for us, we don't really have that problem, because, I mean, we do have that problem, but it's the coaches, right? Like, the coaches are the ones who are like, God, can you please just stop?
Right.
But the players, they have no problem with it. So for us, it's super easy for us to keep improving as a team without losing that edge, because we have the buy-in of the players.
All right, cheeky question here. Divorcing from the team as a whole, if you had to pick a roster of 5 playmakers or 5 stability players.
Okay, he's not phrasing this like he did.
All right, I'll ask it the way you get 5 impacts or 5 Jizukes. Yeah. Who do you choose? What team do you take?
You got to take the 5 world champs, right? World champ, world champ, world champ, world champ, world champ.
Yeah, all right. See, that's hard to argue with. We didn't think about that one.
And Impact's a playmaker too. Like,
True.
Impact is one of our biggest carries. He's so stable in top lane, but even in games where he's dying, like, he's making plays and he's affecting the map. So, 5 impacts.
All right.
Sorry, Jizuke.
Don't blame anyone. Jizuke is a very exciting player. I do want to congratulate you on the couple victories that you've strung together, a 7-game win streak at this point. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us here.
Pleasure.
From here, we're going to, or rather, a big reminder that this summer's LCS Championship, we're welcoming fans back in person at Newark's Prudential Center, the home arena of Team Dignitas. Go to visit LCS.com for your tickets and catch Dignitas versus Cloud9 after the break.
Watch out, back out, wait up, might wake up, stay up, they gon' get it, they gon' take us, raise up, we got color, they try and gray us, you are not listening to the greatest. Right now.